Hello everybody. Today we are going to play with Debian 13 and Ansible 2.19. So, Debian is not a distribution that I've used in the past, really. In my previous job, the lab environments were based on Debian 11. And I ran into some problems with that because of Python, mostly being that the Python was an older version of Python, and a lot of the new automation stuff requires a newer version of Python, so I'd have to install my own versions of Python. So Debian 13 is supposed to be released next month, and Ansible 2.19 is supposed to be released very, very soon, or if it's not already released, but it's not common. And what I wanted to do is Ansible 2.19 is supposed to change a bunch of stuff. So and they weren't really, clear about what is changing. So data tagging and testing. And I actually brought it up. I looked through the documentation on This is me on Reddit, and I'm unclear as to. They weren't really. Let's make sure my audio is working. It wasn't really clear on what they're talking about, and then someone actually came up with a good response. So there's a bunch of stuff that could change. It could break a bunch of stuff. So since they're talking about Debian 13 running 2.19. I think I looked at Debian 13. So the release notes in English. What was what was it? Somewhere. They're talking about. Yeah, the 2.19 will be the version that they're going to use. So we kill two birds with one stone, and talk about playing with Debian 13 and Ansible 19. And just run some automation, see what happens. So I'm going to create a new VM here. I've already downloaded the image, so we'll call this Debian 13 test. I've already downloaded the image, and so that's Debian. It's called Trixie. I'll give it a 100 gig disk, 6 virtual CPUs. And right now, Proxmox defaults to this processor type. And it really shouldn't, because a lot of stuff doesn't work with that anymore. It's the old processor emulation. We'll give it 16.384. For memory network, we'll put it on the normal network, and we'll go ahead and finish. So let's go ahead and start this up. Can we pop this out? Yeah, so we'll do the graphical install. All right, I've never really used this before. I did try this earlier, and for whatever reason, my install didn't work. So this is my second attempt. So we'll try this, see if this works a second time. Debian 13 test. Vegan.net. Actually own that domain. Give it my stupid password. If you're doing YouTube stuff or streaming stuff, it's a good idea to have like a password, because apparently some AI can actually figure out what your password is just by hearing you type it. So this is not a password I use anywhere else, just for this testing. Configure the clock, detect the disks. So we're going to use the entire disk. It's 100 gig. We'll put all all files in one partition. Yeah, I don't really care. I'm just going to put it all in one partition. It's a test thing. Finish partition and rate to disks. Rate changes to disks. Yes. Partitions. Kind of struck me, the Debian installer took longer than the Alma installer. Of course, if this works out, I'll just template it. So I do soundboards, like or here's my my virtualization soundboard. So when I'm doing like a VM within a VM, the inception. When I combine things together,
dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
And anytime I mention the cloud,
It's the cloud.
That's Larry Ellison.
I mean, cloud. They have it's databases
How about the next question?
and operating systems and memory and microprocessors and the internet. And all of a sudden, it's none of that. It's the cloud. It's the cloud.
Could make a techno song out of that. You have the option of additional media. We don't want to scan additional media. We're United States for our, and then deb.debian.org. Sounds good. So Ubuntu is Debian based. So it's like a they took the Debian base and then did their own stuff with it. So in the world of Linux rather is mostly divided into kind of two flavors. Either something that's Red Hat based or something that's Debian based. There's also SUSE, which I don't know if that's based on either of the two. I think it's its own thing. But we only really see that in Europe, I think. And so in North America and most of the world, it's either something Debian based or something Red Hat based. I like this. So the system may anonymously supply the distribution developers with statistics about the most used packages in the system. Do you want to participate in this survey? I love this because it knows by default. And Red Hat always like tries to get you to like, all of it's always say to yes, to send us anonymous statistics or whatever. And I don't really trust Red Hat anymore. I do trust Debian, but I don't think my use case is very common because it's all network automation. So I'm just going to say no. But I appreciate that it defaults to no. All right, we're not going to do a desktop environment. We're not going to do GNOME. We do want an SSH server, and we do want the standard system utilities. So we'll go ahead and do that. So it's installing all this. Bash, ncurses, Perl. It's amazing how Perl is still required. You know what I really... on Alma 10, tar is not installed by default, which is crazy to me. I was trying to install a database and it wouldn't work, and the reason why tar wasn't installed. Drinking my gas station coffee here. I'll change the name of the video. Include Ansible 2.19. All right, it seems that this new installation is the only operating system on this computer. If so, it should be safe to install grub to your primary boot drive. Warning, if your computer has another operating system, do you want to install it on your primary drive? Yes, because it's the only operating system. I mean, it's a virtualization thing. So we're going to use that. I think that might be where I screwed up before. So finishing the installation. because I got 4 people now. All right, installation complete. Let's go ahead and reboot this thing and see if it comes up. It didn't last time, but I think I just didn't install grub. Oh, there we go. Yep, user error. Wow, that was a really fast installation, or really fast boot. I'm going to reboot this thing just one more time because that was really fast. Okay, let's do a reboot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. That's, you know, which is funny because I think it still uses systemd. One of the complaints about systemd is like it's so big and bloated, it takes so long to boot. There is a, but anyway, this boots faster than FreeBSD. Which is supposed to be all slim and trim and stuff, but no, this thing boots so quick. It was pretty crazy. Let's see what my IP address is. 38. So what I want to do now is I want to get code server installed and a couple other things installed. So what I'll do is I'll go to my GitHub repo. And I need SSH, so I'll do putty. The only reason I'm doing SSH is I can't copy and paste into this. So I just go SSH. So is tar installed by default on here? It is. Okay, good. It wasn't on Alma for whatever reason, which is, again, which is pretty crazy to me. Have to install Python 3 pip sudo. Sudo's not installed. That's crazy. Are we just not doing sudo anymore? I forgot how to add user to sudo. Forgot how to do this. Install Python 3 pip. Not in the sudo. How do I put myself in the sudo? I cannot believe that this sudo is not in the freaking base install. Why in the hell is sudo not in the base install? Like, oh, so where am I going to, how do I freaking do? It's like I never do it because it's usually done in all of the things. So your user. Bling bling. Oh God, I hate the Windows noise. I'm getting cranky. Python 3 pip. All right, fine. All right, I know it's really small text, but it'll... why is it installing so much stuff? Why do I need GCC for Python 3 pip? That's weird. What is going on here? All right. What else do I need? Let's go ahead and install code server. Wonder if it'll install. Oh, apt sudo apt install -y curl. That was a lot of crap to install just for curl. So I found a Debian binary. Okay, sudo system control enable now code server user. Okay, so IPA and so 1.38. Connection refused. Oh, I guess I should just run the rest of this stuff too. Because I do need to update the rules. Connection refused. Oh, and I need a config for should have just run this whole thing. So just install all this stuff. Let's go ahead and make the text bigger because my old eyes are having trouble reading this. Appearances. GitLab mono 20. There we go. All right. So code server is installed. All right, so so IPA is 1.38. There we go. See, I much prefer this to SSH. So I've got this nice environment that I can just work with. VS Code. Trust them. All right, so this more civilized environment. Now I need to do pip3 install Ansible. Oh yeah, it's complaining. Yeah, it wants me to do environments. Let's give it a try. I've avoided environments just because they add complexity. And the whole point about the tutorials I do is to remove as much complexity as possible just to get to the root of it. And since we're building VMs or containers to do all the Python stuff, it doesn't really matter that we only need one version of Python, one environment of Python. So we'll go ahead and try and make a new Python environment. It's Python. I haven't really worked too much with them. It could be nice to like install sudo apt install Python 13 venv. Okay, so and then how do I activate the thing? Activate a Python environment. Source activate. Okay. All right, Ansible Python pip3 install Ansible. Installed 2.18. Some bitch. Ansible core 2.18. There we go. Okay. So things we've learned so far about Debian 13, sudo's not installed by default, even though I selected initial packages. It does try to install Ansible 2.18, but now I've got 2.19 installed. So now that I've got that installed, I can do Python pip3 install pyavd. And install, and I'm going to also Ansible Galaxy Collection. Install arista.avd. All right, so that got all installed. Might as well try Container Lab, see if that works in here. It might enable Ubuntu stuff. Does it not install containers? It does not install Docker. Oh, crap. Install Docker Ubuntu. Copy this, paste it. Doesn't like it. Do some of these commands not work? Okay, not found. Oh, try Debian. I thought they would be the same for some reason, but they're different. Oh, still got a 404. So that's Debian. Curl. Okay, so that worked okay. That worked okay. All right, Docker. And then Container Lab. Which is a nice little script. Yeah, don't make sure you don't forget to do that thing right there. So now I'm going to clone two repos. So one of them is my topology repo that has all my topologies in it. Then that way I can go, oh yeah, I need to grab, I need to upload a version of COS Lab. So I'll put the latest one I got in here. So that would be Docker, sudo Docker image, import, is it import? CEOS lab, and then CEOS 4.34.1f EFT3. And that's the command. Let's see if that's the most recent version. I'm checking in another browser window here to see if they've come up with something more recent for 4.34. Nope, that's the most recent version. So this import process can take a little bit. There we go. So I'll go into my thing here and I'll just make sure I have to change all occurrences here. 1F EFT3. I don't know what the EFT3 is for. All right, so I should be able to go into nerd topologies and then go into Cloa Medium and do sudo container lab, clab, deploy. Seems to be working. Excellent. So once I have this environment built, then I can test the new version of Ansible to see if it screws anything up. With its, what was it called? Data tagging, which is like, what do they even mean by that? Yeah, so data tagging and testing. So it's supposed to affect how templates are run. So we'll see if it screws anything up. Another utility that I'm really liking a lot lately is called btop. So you've got the normal top, which is boring. But if we do sudo apt install btop, so this is just regular top. And then this is btop.
All I do is win, no matter what.
This is way better. I can see that the CPU is being pegged pretty high, but that's just the instantiation part. So it's pretty intensive. I've got 6 CPUs, virtual CPUs given here. And then memory-wise, basically, oh, I didn't give enough RAM. Oh, this is going to be bad. I didn't give this enough RAM, did I? No, I gave it 16. All right, we're fine. Excuse me. All right, so SSH admin at leaf1. Default password is admin. Show run. All right. And then if I go into Ansible, Ansible playbook, add single user. Where's my setup nodes? So yeah, let's put this into call this setup nodes. So what this does is it's adding some user accounts or changing the passwords. So I really don't care about this. I do want an SSH key. Does it create one automatically? No. So we'll do SSH keygen. And then there's my SSH key. And then I can just put it into here. Or I can just say, look it up, and it's not, we don't use RSA anymore, which is interesting. So that should be it. What this part right here does is just when I log into leaf1, I get dropped into the non-privileged exec mode, and then I have to do enable. And this just drops me into privileged exec mode by itself. So let's see if Ansible playbook, set up nodes, see if that works. Parse return. Oh, this is crud. Missing one required positional argument profile. What the hell? What if we just did this? Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be real bad.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, this is going to be real bad. Required positional argument. What the frick is a profile? So we'll do what any good network engineer does. Is we're going to paste this into Google. Broken by Ansible. Yep, that is not helpful. Is it a Python version? What does it require? 3.11. We got 3.11 our Ansible core. Significant changes in playbooks and roles. Yeah, I'll say. Oh, this sucks. All right, let's do pip3 install Ansible core 2.18. So let's move back. That worked. It's only the latest. I don't quite understand what the difference in versioning is between Ansible core and Ansible. So we'll just try this and see what happens.
Oh shit, not good.
I'm trying different.
Oh, hell no!
Trying different. I've got a soundboard in another window here. This is pretty bad.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Oh no!
Oh shit, not good.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it was kind of annoying. Action-based parse return data, missing one required. What does that even mean? This is a really basic. This is a really basic playbook. This can mean a lot of problems for us in the network automation world. Andre says, "My eyes. What's what's burning your eyes? The colors? Is it too small?" So, how are we gonna fix this? Task failed. Here we go. Let's see if we can build a playbook, or let's see what AVD does. So we'll go into my AVD playground. So we're not familiar with AVD. It is a way to build configurations for Arista EOS. Yep, that does not like that. Oh, disklib. Okay, so we can fix that problem. No, we don't want that there. We'll put that in Ansible config. If you ignore requirements, where do we put that in there? Oh, this is bad. What if we just did this? Bad. All right, so we'll try putting it back. We'll do 11.8. And we'll go Ansible 2.18, Ansible Core 2.18. Okay, so it moved Ansible Core back to 2.18. So let's try build. Yeah, it worked just fine. Yeesh. So this is gonna be, oh man, this is gonna be a problem. So even basic Ansible modules are broken. And the more complicated ones are also broken. So So Debian works fine. It's got some weird things like sudo is not installed by default, which is weird. But other than that, let's see if I can open up a ticket or something with them saying, hey, maybe you should put sudo in the basic things. I don't know if they ever did that. Ubuntu does, but this is going to be a big problem because 2.19 is the next version of Ansible that's coming out, Ansible Core. And that is going to be a big problem because it's going to break everything. So not everyone has to upgrade, of course, but eventually you're going to want to be on the current version. So this is going to be a big issue, I think. And I don't know how to fix it. So this will be next fun couple of months. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the stream now. I did what I set out to accomplish, which was try out Ansible 2.19. and Debian 13. Debian 13 seems fine except for a couple weird things here and there.